Right guys, so today we are gonna start the process of reinstalling that brand new engine that we've got into this car. And before we do that, I want to actually put some under seal on sort of some of the subframe that is corroded and sort of tidy up the subframe before we put the engine back in, as we won't get another chance to sort of do the best job we can. So that is our plan. If I wanted to, I could just chuck the engine in, get it running, and that be it. But I do need to get this underside done, as it's not looking too healthy, and it's just better to get the job done now rather than do it later when it starts falling apart. Also ordered the drive shafts, which should be coming by the end of the year, so we won't be able to drive this car by the end of the year, but we will get the engine running. That is my promise. I've also ordered a few parts, as in end drop links, ball joints, a few different things to tidy up the sort of the steering, and that's where we are. What we need to do to get that engine running is like so. So we need to get the turbo on. We've got some new gaskets on the way for that. We need to get the alternator, the starter. We also need to put the pulleys on to get the belt running as well. Is install the wiring loom completely whilst the engine's out of the car. Make sure everything's connected in terms of the coolant piping, and we just need to then get the cherry picker, put the engine back in, bolt it in, plug it in, and we should be away. What I like to do is make things sound a million times simpler than what they actually will be. But I've got every bit of faith that we're going to smash this. Without any further ado, I'm going to get cracking in this lovely weather on the underside of this. The seal is done. Nice gloss black. It's not the prettiest thing in the world, but we didn't start with a nice surface anyway. But yeah, I'm quite happy with how it looks. It's better than just plain old rust like. But we've got spray on under seal. Looks pretty good. Smells really bad. Yeah, here we are. That was just wire brushing with the sort of the drill, and then we degreased it, wiped it all down, did the best what we could with what we have. I mean, that's just flying about. I've just weighed it down with the masking tape and a spark plug and a bit of tape and just tied it all around, but it did the job. It's not the prettiest thing in the world. But yeah, that is all we're gonna really do for in terms of the prepping the subframe. So what's next is to replace the gaskets, which are inside this oil cooler housing. So it's just 5 bolts, T30s, got a nice extension bar, got a nice backhoe set, not too expensive, but it's really nice. It's got all the bits you need, and it's even got doubles, and it's got the extension bars, so it's really handy. And yeah, we're just gonna tack that. It's the 24th of December, and I've seen a lot of people, this is my last YouTube video as of yesterday, but I cannot say that. I still need to do a lot of things today. I've got oil cooler, oil field lines, bottom pulleys, wiring loom, turbo manifold, intake manifold, water pump, thermostat housing and fuel rail left to go on the engine, and then we have to get the engine in the engine bay. So today is going to be a busy Christmas Eve for me, but we're going to get it done. We are going to do it. So without further ado, I'll put you on a time lapse and we'll finish putting all these parts on that engine. As you just saw then, I've installed the oil cooler and all the attachments, but I've also installed this brand new Mamba oil return and feed line, which is very nice if I have to be honest with you. I've been told to upgrade the line as the hard line that comes from factory is just not very reliable and you do get a lot of oil leaks. So that is what we've done. Hopefully no more oil leaks. Yeah, we'll keep going, boys. So what I've done so far is I have installed that engine mount. I installed this, I believe it's something to do with the vacuum also, as there's some vacuum sort of outlets there. We installed the fuel rail, we installed the water pump pulley, we installed the air intake and swapped all the parts over from the old one, as the old one was melted on the actual surface where it mates. What else have we done? We installed the Mamba oil feed and return kit. We installed the cooler, new air oil filter. We've installed this part here. This is on the that's the exhaust valve no, yeah, that's the exhaust valve, so the part that goes on the end there. The high pressure fuel pump goes on that side. We've just installed the thermostat housing, installed a Jubilee clip instead of the clip that comes with it as they do my head in. This new pipe that goes around the back from the thermostat into the block. Well, an exhaust manifold gasket, so we need to install the exhaust manifold as well. Crank sort of pulley. Also need to plug all the wiring loom in videos to sort of see where things go. Like, I didn't know what this bracket was for, so I had to check an old video, and I'm just checking the bolt positions, like which bolts go where, sort of thing. It's just going over it and just remembering, as I didn't bag up all the bolts as I was going. Enjoying the video, boys and girls, please smash that like button. It does mean a lot to me. We are smashing it at the moment. We have got a handful of things left to get done on that engine before we can get it in the engine bay. We do need to do a final bolt check before I actually do get the engine crane out. But yeah, like I said, handful of things left to do. We've got the belt that came today. I was gonna just put the old one on for now, but we've got the brand new one, and it's the same length, luckily, because there's an AC version and without an AC, but luckily I ordered the right one. We've got that exhaust gasket as well, which is tidy. So yeah, I'm gonna put you back on the timeline. Installed, that was a bit of a faff, but I've just come to install the tensioner, and what I assume happens is when you pull this out, relieves the tension, so you lock that in place, and then you put that back in, and what I assume happens is this tensioner actually moves upward to control the water pump, and obviously the drive belt drives the wheel that's in here, as you can see, but we haven't got the tension going back in. So what I imagine has happened to this engine is that tension has gone. We're not getting water pumping through the engine, and that's why it overheated. That's my guess. So we're gonna have to order a new tensioner in, but we're still gonna go ahead and put this engine in tonight. We just won't be able to run it with water. We won't be running it for very long. I just want to get the engine in, and we'll have to replace this in situ. Update, boys. We've taken the air intake off just to get these pipes on. I've got to find the clip for that now. We've got the exhaust manifold on, and we've connected the line. That's all done. All we need to do now is plug everything in. So we're gonna get onto that right now. Wiring loom now. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put in the coil packs, these things more basically, and then I'll start, obviously they're in the center, so I'll just work my way around. Then I'm just going to do a quick repair to this, and then we're just going to plug everything around the engine in, and then I'll put the air intake on then as well. So yeah, we are moving, boys. Alright, boys and girls, so we've got the wiring complete. So we've got every single plug, no matter where it goes, apart from the main leads and just one or two leads that I believe plug into a different thing, or like the power steering rack or something like that on the actual in the engine bay. So we've run the vacuum lines. I believe I've run them to the right sort of points. It's very tricky around here at the back. We have had some issues, but we got there. We have got there. We just need to bolt down the air intake and we are there. But unfortunately it's 8 o'clock and I was gonna get my dad to help me rock this out and plug it all in, but we haven't managed to meet the deadline. Boys and girls, we're a couple of days later now. Got the engine mounts on. We've got everything sort of out the way, ready for the engine to get mounted in. Engine mount. I'll put you up on a tripod now, and we're hopefully going to see an engine in this bay very, very soon. Won't go on the first row, will it?
No, no,
We got oil, we got fuel, got water.
going through. That's it. What we need now is a little bit of luck. Well, she turned over and she fired. It was a couple of turns. That's good.
It's on record, is it?
Oh yeah.
That's where I'm going to end out this episode. I'm so glad we finally got it running. I didn't think it was going to be that easy once we got it in the engine bay. If you haven't already, please chuck me a thumbs up. I appreciate it so much. And yeah, watch out for the next one, guys, because we're going to be getting this thing on the road very shortly. And before we end out this video, Merry Christmas everyone and a Happy New Year. I'll catch you all in 2021. Thank you all for watching the videos throughout this year. I hope you're all as excited as I am to start the new year. Peace.